to us too. Let me turn my screen so you can actually see Vicki as well, and you are gonna hear me. So Vicki, if you're there you are. Go ahead, Vicki. Say hello
hey,
again.
Everybody. Can you guys hear me? It doesn't look like it's switching to me, my friend, but you know, I don't know if I'm not listed as. There we go. Hi. Hey, everybody. Vicki Fitch here. So excited to be here. We are excited to bring you guys some unbelievable techie tips. So, you know, kind of pull up your bootstraps and get ready.
Awesome. So here we go. So I am going to, Vicki, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
So that we can start our broadcast. So today we are talking to you about great tips for getting started on Periscope. And I'm going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes talking about that. And then we are going to switch over to Vicki, and she's actually going to tell you how to implement this from a business strategy. So if that sounds good, we are going to get started. So let me share my screen really quick. 1 second. So we're doing, basically, if you guys have never done a webinar via Periscope, we are actually using an app called Google Hangouts. So Vicki and I are testing the waters on this. So thank you so much for being so patient with us. And here we go. Can you guys see our screen okay? Hopefully you can see it well enough. And then here's the thing. Here's the little tip. I want you to write down the number 40691. You are going to text to that number, and you're going to text the word Periscope Joy. Okay, so Periscope Joy is your key word. Write that down. And if you need to watch the replay to grab that, you're going to text Periscope Joy to 40691, and you are going to receive this free cheat sheet. So here we go. So this is the cheat sheet you're going to receive. We're going to be talking from it today. So let me get started here. So I really just wanted to tell folks that are new on the broadcast what is going on with Periscope, how you use it, and how to get started without, you know, without a lot of headaches. Yes, thank you so much for plugging in, everyone. And give us a comment if you can see us on the screen okay and you can see everything we're showing you. I know this is going to be hard to see, so please know that you are going to be able to download this if you text Periscope Joy. Vicki, if you can write that in, Periscope Joy to 40691. I'm going to write it in as well, Periscope Joy. That's one word. Make sure it's one word to the number 40691. 40691. Okay, text that ASAP. Give us some hearts and love. Awesome. Okay, so Periscope is the easiest way to broadcast live video from your phone, enabling you to share what's happening around you with the whole world, or just a few friends as it happens. So that's the cool thing about Periscope, is like it's real time. It's our first really cool real-time app that we have that is so different than Facebook, so different than YouTube. It's amazing what you can do with it. It's available on the iTunes Store and Google Play Store. When you download it, you'll get an option to connect the app via Twitter or your phone number. Here's what I recommend. I recommend that you actually use your Twitter account for connecting versus your versus your phone number. And the reason why is that you'll be able to auto broadcast from your broadcast. You'll be able to select the little Twitter icon, and it pushes it out to Twitter. So that is the way to do that. Once you sign up, a list of usernames will be suggested based on your Twitter handle. Your username must be unique and have at least 2 characters, so keep that in mind. One thing that I think Vicki and I have both learned is that you really want to brand yourself just like you brand yourself on all your other accounts. So make sure whatever name you choose, it's consistent across all social media platforms, okay? If the user icon name turns red upon creation, that means that it's not available. So make sure that whatever you use, it is, you know, it's something that you're going to be able to live with. People are going to be able to remember and find you, because people can search on your name inside inside Periscope. So first things first, Remember, your Twitter handle and your Periscope user are two different things. If your Twitter handle changes, your Periscope username will stay the same. Okay, so remember that. Upon sign up, a list of usernames will be suggested on your Twitter handle, or you can create a different username of your choice. I think we talked about that. So you'll get an option. Remember to connect via the Twitter app. Remember, again, you want to make sure that you're branded really, really well on that. Okay, so let's move on. Once you sign up, you're going to get your little profile. When you're in your profile, I want you guys to do, the first thing I want you to do is get your headshot in there. So you're going to add your photo into your bio basically, and you can do that by going to your settings, editing your profile, and editing the picture. And so typically it pulls in from your Twitter profile, but if you like, if you don't have a Twitter profile picture and it puts in the egghead, you need to go back and update your Twitter profile. But what I recommend is you also put in a picture inside your Periscope profile, because that is what's going to make you very relatable to people. You don't want to be the egghead on Periscope, because people won't know who you are. Okay? So make sure also that you have filled out your bio. You have 160 characters. That includes emojis. Emojis usually take up about 2 character spaces. So make sure that you have a very distinctive profile and a bio. And in your bio, I want you to make sure that you don't put a ton of emojis before your keywords. So your keywords are things that people will search on Twitter and or Periscope and find you by. So make sure, like for example, if you have a bunch of stars before your name, it may be very difficult for people to find you on Periscope. So make sure that, that you do that as well. Okay, so make sure you have, when you start your broadcast, so now we're ready to start our broadcast, make sure your setting, that's your room that you're in, is broadcast is well lit. Okay, so well lit means that you have the lighting source behind you instead of in front of you. Okay, so it's behind your camera is what I mean, not in front of your camera. Okay, so make sure that lighting source is behind your camera. Okay, when you start your broadcast, it actually, the focus starts away from you. So when it starts away from you, you want to make sure you have a really nice screenshot or a graphic that will depict what you are talking about that day. I like to do my graphics in Canva and have my camera focused on that graphic when I start my broadcast. And then I double tap on your screen to turn your screen around once you start. You also, before you broadcast, you want to make sure that you turn off your notifications on your phone settings and set your phone to do not disturb or airplane mode so your broadcast won't be interrupted. Check your sound to make sure you are in a quiet room, or use a lavalier microphone. Check my website for resources. Make sure you are camera ready. That means that you have your makeup on and done, that you are not primping in front of your camera when you turn your broadcast on. And last but not least, have a plan of action. So what I like to do, and I think Vicki does the same thing, is we have a few notes or an outline on what we are speaking on. Okay, so once you are ready to broadcast, you've got your notes with you, you've created your account in your iPhone, you've got your bio, you're ready for your first broadcast. You are going to tap the camera icon at the bottom center of the app. And in Androids, you're going to tap the red camera icon on the bottom right. Make sure you guys are swiping and sharing this broadcast so that others can see it. Okay, so enter a title. So the title goes in the black space right before you hit broadcast. You're going to want to have a title that describes your broadcast, and don't forget to use 1 to 3 hashtags so that it can be easily searched on Twitter. Make your title relevant and engaging. Also, pre-promote on your social media accounts that you have an upcoming scope. What we like to do is we like to go to Twitter beforehand. We grab our graphical image for our scope. We paste that to Twitter along with a little headline that says something like "going live in 1 hour," and then the title and 1 to 3 hashtags. Super important to brand your hashtags. So every time I do a scope, as I did today, I use my branded hashtag, which is Talk Nerdy to Me, and Vicki loves to use the one that we both really like and relate to, and that's Christian Entrepreneur. So once you start using a hashtag, it becomes almost yours. It becomes branded. So really, really important to do that. So, and to get followers on your broadcast, you really need to pre-promote. So make sure you're doing that. Okay, before you broadcast, just to back up a second, you'll have the option to manage your location settings. Make your broadcast private and or tweet your live stream via the live icons, the go live icons, the start broadcast button. So regarding location settings, there's lots of schools of thought on this. What I recommend is that I don't turn on my location settings ever. Only because, one, I'm a female, two, I broadcast from a private location, and I don't want the entire world knowing. The other school of thought is that, well, if you don't turn on your location settings, people globally won't see you, won't find you on the map. Therefore, you won't get lots of eyeballs on your broadcast. My counter to that is that that's okay by me, because the people that I'm targeting with my hashtags are the people that need to see it, and those are the people I'm speaking to. So they will find me based on my hashtags versus me pushing out to an entire global audience that may not have anything to do with my subject matter nor relevance. So you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you. When you do turn your location settings on, it does show very specific locations, so make sure that you are aware of that. Please type your questions in the chat room here in the comments section. Continue to give us love if you're appreciating what we're talking about. So now we are live. So let's pretend that you have pushed the broadcast button and you're live. Here's what's going to happen. For the first few seconds, you won't see anyone appear in your chat room. So this is a great time to say, thank you so much for watching the replay. You know, we're going to be talking about this. Introduce yourself. Tell a little bit about yourself. And the reason you do that, you guys, is that you can repurpose these broadcasts and have them on your blog, your website, your YouTube channel, etc. And it will allow you to really identify with those folks that are watching on the replay, because there's tons of people that will watch your replay as well. Okay, so now you are live. You've got people coming into your chat room, so to speak. You want to greet and welcome them as people come into your broadcast. I recommend, after watching so many scopes and doing almost 100 scopes, I recommend that you really only spend about 1 to 2 minutes welcoming people, and then get right into your, yes, inspired filmmaker. I can definitely help you if you're in our periscopersgroup.com. She was asking about how to create a YouTube template. We have some great resources in our group to help you do that, some videos, and then I'll be showing some videos as well on another scope. But anyways, with regards to welcoming people, it can get a little bit boring and monotonous when the broadcaster spends, you know, like 5 minutes just pumping up the room and getting more people to join and saying, you know, I'm not going to start my broadcast until 100 people are in the room. Personally, I leave the room when I see that, and I come back and I watch the replay and be able to watch it at my pace. So keep that in mind. You want to reward people for coming early and let them know the topic you're speaking on, where they can find you for more info, and get to it. Get to your content, please. Okay, remind people that they can give hearts. That means appreciation. So as I'm looking at my screen right now, I'm seeing beautiful blue and red and brown hearts coming up, and green hearts and purple hearts, and that makes us, Vicki and I, feel so good, because that means that you are excited to receive the content. Thank you so much for all the hearts. And that you are tapping. So you want to remind people, because keep in mind, people probably, a lot of them are going to be new on your Periscopes and they don't understand what the hearts are for. You need to tell them the hearts are really for appreciation. If they like what they're doing, welcome to our room. You welcome them, you ask them to double tap the screen, and you ask them to swipe up or right to share with their broadcasters. okay, to share the broadcast with their followers. Does that make sense? Give me a yes if we're on track. Okay, so while you're broadcasting, we're getting to the end of this too, by the way, so get ready for Vicki. She's coming on. Thank you so much for the validation on the yeses. I so appreciate it. So while you're broadcasting, here's what's going to happen. A few minutes in, you're going to start to see more people have arrived late, right? The late ones. And the reason that people do that, well, there's a couple reasons, but one is that there's so many broadcasters conditioning people to arrive late because they know that the first 5 minutes typically are romper room stuff of welcoming people and no real content. So what you would like to do is do something like this. Hey, this is Joy and Vicki. We are so excited to have you here. We're going to do a quick little reset. This is Joy with Get Social with Joy, and Vicki is going to come on in a second, and she's going to give you some great information. We're here to talk to you today about how to get started on Periscope with some techie tips, and Vicki's going to dial it in with some business tips on what and what not to do with regards to using Periscope for your business. So if that sounds good, give me a thumbs up, and we'll resume our broadcast here. And thank you so much for joining. Double tap for hearts and swipe and share to send to your followers, please. Okay, so that's how you do a reset. You want to do it quickly and then get back into it. We're so happy to have you here, Be Clothing Company. Glad you're a newbie. We all started, you know, just a couple months ago, Vicki and I doing this. So I just want you guys to feel comfortable getting on it. Thank you, Era, for sharing on Twitter. Okay, so we're back to the broadcast. If you see trolls, haters, etc., you will see them. They tend to hang out more so at the nighttime broadcast, I notice. And typically they, you know, come in and say hater comments, or they try to distract you as a broadcaster by asking very so don't give them any attention, and just tap on their icon when you see them come up and hit the block button and carry on as quickly as you can. Do not call them out by name. Do not give them any time of the day. Okay, they may or may not come back on. Hey, JB, they may or may not come back on as another profile, because a lot of the trolls have many, many profiles on Periscope and they come on at multiple times. Again, do not give them any attention. Just quickly tap on their name and block them, okay? And then when you are finished, we are wrapping up here. When you are finished, you want to wrap up your broadcast. Think of it as you've just had a party, and that you are, after you've greeted, welcomed them, you've served them the main course, which is your content. You are going to thank them for coming. You are going to let them know your call to action for that scope, and mention when and what you scope on and how they can reach you on Twitter. Okay, so we are wrapping up my portion of it, but do not hop off the broadcast because Vicki is hopping on. So my call to action is that, number one, I scope about 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I scope about Jesus. I am a Christian entrepreneur, so I have a daily devotional, usually in the morning. I do a talk, Nerdy to Me Joy, which is this episode here today, where I share some techie tips, and then I do fitness tips, as I'm a fitness coach, so you may see me working out, and so I share that. You can find me over at these 2 Facebook pages, Get Social with Joy, and our fun group, periscopersgroup.com. I hope you guys can see that. periscopersgroup.com. So make sure you write that down. And last but not least, if you want my downloadable cheat sheet that we just showed you, you just need to text the word Periscope Joy. So Periscope Joy is one word to the number, write this one down, 40691. 40691 is the magical number. So that is my portion of the presentation. I'm going to take it off SlideShare, and I want to introduce my new friend and fellow entrepreneur. Let me just turn my screen. Hey, I'm still here. Periscope Joy, yes, to 40691. 40691. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so Vicki Fitch is my new and dear friend. She is a Christian entrepreneur as well. We connected because we have a lot of like-minded interests, including Jesus. But what we are business women that lead with our faith first, and then we love helping other entrepreneurs. Now, Vicki has a ton of experience. She is an author. She is a businesswoman. She's run many multi-businesses over the career, over her lifetime. She is a mom and a wife. She is a direct sales expert. So if you want tips, you definitely need to make sure you follow Vicki. So Vicki Fitch, make sure you have followed her on Periscope, and of course follow her. She's got a Rockstars Entrepreneur group on Facebook, which is awesome. So without further ado, I'm going to turn my screen so that you can see Vicki. She is actually on her Google Hangout right now, and then I'll be fielding questions for Vicki as it comes in. So here we go, 1 second. Okay.
Let's see, is that screen? I don't think the screen's turned over yet. Not yet. Or I can't see me. Can you guys see me? Wait, let's see. There we go.
Yep.
I see me. I know I have a little bit of a delay because I'm looking at myself in that box, and not sure if you guys can see me. Can you guys hear me now? Anybody hear me? Joy, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Everybody else, can somebody hear me? I'm going to just look at this for 1 second and make sure you guys can hear me. Because I know, oh, good, perfect. Okay, well, I don't have the beauty of, I don't have a slideshow presentation for you guys, so Joy is going to field the comments. I'm just going to talk directly to you. You guys know that's one of the things that I really love to do about Periscope. Joy will interrupt me if there's something urgent that needs to be answered that I didn't take care of. So what I want to do is share some biz tips with you, and one of the things what we want to do with Periscope is make sure that we drive traffic back to your website. If you guys are coaching with me or training, you know some of this. So let me do a quick intro like I would do, just like what I'm going to do on my scope right after this, is I say, hey, everybody, I'm Vicki Fitch. I'm your direct sales expert. And I always say I'm coming to you live from sunny Southern California, because I want people to know where I'm coming from. Just like then I ask them, hey, would you guys type in the chat box and let me know where you guys are scoping in from and what business you're in. So you want to immediately try and connect with your audience, because connection is the key to business, to driving that traffic back to your website. So I also always have this, and I have a little card. As a matter of fact, Joy and I were going to do some giveaways, and one of the giveaways I'm going to do later on, however, Joy is planning that, is that I will make you a card that's like this that you can present. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see, because I know my delay, there's a delay because when I'm like, there we go. So I have a little card like this, and then you can see my website. You can see like if you guys want to get a free copy of my book, or you want to join the Entrepreneur Rockstars, you go right here to vickifitch.com/freebies. If you want to get a free consultation with me, you go to the Work With Me page. So again, you're driving traffic back. Also on here, you see I have my Twitter, which is Vicki_Fitch. I have my Instagram. I have my Facebook page, which is Vicki Fitch 1. Your goal and objective needs to drive people back to your social media sites or your website so you can collect that information and build your tribe. I call them my Perry Peeps, right? If you guys are my followers, you know I call you my Perry Peeps. And I love you guys because it's my job, it's my joy and my opportunity to give you guys tips and tricks to help your business. So one of the, the key things again is engaging with that audience. Now, I don't have the opportunity right now to do it because I don't have Periscope sitting right in front of my face, where I can look at those comments. Otherwise, I wouldn't be looking at you guys that are on here on the screen, which is also where Joy is directing you. Am I not in this frame, Joy? I see you kind of moving around. I just want to make sure that I'm good. But you want to engage with your audience. One of the things I said on my scope last night was that everybody loves to hear their name, right? Everybody loves to be identified, directed. That's where the old Cheers episode comes from. You want to go where everybody knows your name, because it feels good. It feels exciting. And it feels like you have a group of friends that are available, even 24/7. Sometimes you can pop on and just say, hey, anybody want to chat? And you'll have people popping on that want to deliver that information, want to chat with you, want to converse with you. But and so for you, it doesn't, maybe Periscope isn't about monetization. Maybe it's not about building your business. But I want to encourage you to not hide behind a fear. A lot of people hide behind a fear and say, oh, I'm just on Periscope because I just want to talk to people. but you have a business, but you're afraid to put it out there. You're afraid people won't show up. You're afraid people won't be on your broadcast. And so, if you're letting that fear hold you back, I want to encourage you to not let it hold you back. Now, in my, Joy mentioned it earlier, I have my group, the Entrepreneur Rockstars. We do a thing in there called a Peri Hop. And a Peri Hop means that you're going to be in an environment of safe environment of people that want to help you build your business. They want to help you get comfortable with Periscope because they see the value, or they understand that there is a value there, and they want to make sure you can capitalize on it too. Because you should always come to business with a mindset of abundance. And a mindset of abundance to me means I'm going to give you, I want to help you. I want to trust and believe that you are there for the right reasons, just like I am, until you prove me wrong, right? So if you keep on proving me right, then we're going to continue to work on those things. So remember to check in with people, talk to them, and then meet with them offline. Meet with them, I always tell you, tweet me on Twitter. If you have a question, tweet me on Twitter, Vicki_Fitch. And then, whoops, sorry guys, I have an alarm going off. Tweet me on Twitter and send me your questions and comments. Send me information and open up conversations. I don't know if Kim Wendy is on here, but Kim, she, popped in from a broadcast and then sent me a tweet on Twitter, which then, I commented on. It starts a conversation. It gets you some traction as the person sending the tweet. And it, because if the person that receiving it actually responds to it, you feel good and connected, and you're getting some additional exposure too, because that's what, again, business is all about. If you go into it with the right motives and you have the right, your right purpose and the right point, your business will build and it'll start to grow. If you're in the direct sales industry like I am, this is a great opportunity to promote your products and, again, drive traffic back to your website. Now, because I am chatting and normally I'm reading comments as well, I'm going to find out from Joy if there's any comments that I need to answer or any questions. So Joy, just pop in there if there are. I know we have a little bit of a delay here, so just pop in and let me know if we have any questions or comments that I need to answer. Are there any that you know of, my friend? Whoops, I can't hear you, Joy. I think you muted yourself.
1 second. Okay, here we go.
You have any questions?
Yeah, one question that came up was, how do I get followers? How do I become confident, and how do people find me?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked that, because one of the things is, first of all, your bio. Most people don't know that your bio is a searchable, opportunity. I call it your prime real estate. And prime real estate, you need to utilize that real estate to impact people for what it is. Now, I want you to think of your bio as like Google. If somebody was sitting down to Google and was going to type something in like dog groomer or, business coach or mentor or direct sales expert or, a social media expert like Joy, if they're looking for that, you need to have those in your bio. Now, there's a little different approach with Twitter. I think your bio should be consistent, but not identical, because each platform has a different demographic. It's got a different clientele, and they speak a different language. So I really recommend that you kind of tweak it a little bit. And if you're ever on my scopes, and if you guys aren't following me, I'm at Vicki_Fitch, like Joy mentioned to you earlier. If you're not following me, please do. And we do talk about that. We tend to do a little recap at the end of each broadcast to where I review people's bios and I remind you of how important it is. Because if you go inside right now and you type in direct sales, I come up. I will come up. I mean, I was #1. I don't know where I'm at now because I don't usually go search myself on Periscope, but I come up, and that's why the hearts are important, not urgent. Don't go on there and beg for hearts. I love some of you guys, and I know some of you have done it, so don't shoot me for saying this, but don't beg for hearts. Now, I ask you guys to tap a little, and it's okay to say, hey, can you give me some super tap, or tap and let me see you some love. But I've seen people say, I'm not starting this broadcast till there's 100 people on, or I'm not going to do this until I see, a constant rainbow of hearts. And that's something that you really need to work on, is making sure that you're there for the right reason. It's okay to ask for those because we do want a CTA, which is a call to action, and send people to our websites. We want to send people to those places we want them to be. We want to tell them, yeah, please give us some hearts if we're providing value. We want you to share it out if we're providing value to you. So, you know, when people sit down and say, okay, and if you have a business, make sure your business is actually in your bio. I've had people say, like, I love the girls from Unique. I train and coach a lot of them, but they'll say super lash girl or this or that. Don't be vague. Say Unique Cosmetics. One of my, well, I won't tell you her tagline because maybe somebody else might steal it. She doesn't want that, but you want to make sure that people can know you by something and they can search that bio. So that's a good way. Then going on to other people's broadcasts and making relevant comments. Don't ever, 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 ever type in, follow me, follow me, follow me. There's nothing more irritating than that because it's almost like you're promoting your own business there instead of getting value and supporting the broadcaster. So support the broadcaster with some relevant comments like great job, or, you know, maybe commenting to some of the other people that are participating in the event. You know, give them reason to notice you for a good reason. So they might give you a shout out, or they might recognize you. Yesterday on my broadcast, I was so excited that a girl says, yeah, I'm so glad that Kim Garst referred me to you. And I said, oh, that is so fantastic. I felt really honored that Kim recognized my scopes as something valuable and was sending people to. So that's what you want to do. You want to provide so much value. And you want people, you know, and when you're involved in their scopes, to notice you as a person and as a contributor, not as somebody that they're, you know, trying to follow. Because honestly, a lot of people will block people that just say, follow me, and never hijack the broadcaster's, you know, scope. Like Joy is an expert in social media. If I started promoting a social media course on her broadcasting, oh yeah, you should follow me, I have this course, or, you know, that it's just rude. You know, don't be rude. And maybe you're not thinking of it. That's what I always consider that in my own mind. People say, block them, have a block party. I don't block them immediately. I say, you know, I'll say, hey, and I heard a girl the other day, she said, don't promote on the scope. So, you know, you can make kind of a cute thing and say to people, you know, don't promote on the scope. Hey, love you guys. Love that you're in business too, but don't promote on the scope because it's just rude and you don't want to be. And I know you're probably not trying to be rude. You're just trying to be vivacious, right? You're trying to 10x it, as Grant Cardone says, but you have to make sure you do that with respect to the broadcasters, and that will give you a good reputation. Was there some other questions, Joy?
Well, the one that I get a lot, Vicki, that maybe you can help us answer is, we have a lot of MLMers that we coach, whether they're Unique, you know, or Sensi or Beachbody or whatever. Mm-hmm. And as a new coach, I think the inclination is to throw up your products all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
Can you talk a little bit about distinguishing yourself from every other so-called MLMer out there, and how you can set yourself apart by not doing that?
Absolutely. And I thank you for bringing that up, Joy. I get so passionate about what I'm doing. And some of you guys know that I'm not supposed to be sitting this much because I get a little squirmy because I was in a car accident. Although Philippe Coudeau, if you guys are not following hashtag Peritrainer, PERITRAINER, you should be, because before this, I wouldn't have been able to do this interview with Joy. I wouldn't have been able to be here because I could only sit for about 60 seconds, sometimes up to 3 minutes. So this is a huge difference just from his training. And I met him on Periscope. And here's a quick tip before I attack what Joy is saying and really kind of dive in and give you the meat on that, is that Philippe was on one of my broadcasts and said, I asked for questions, and he said, how do you promote your business without being, you know, basically he was kind of saying without being tacky. And I asked him what he did. He told me what he did. And I said, well, here's a good example. When somebody says that they were in an accident like me and I can't sit, because his hashtag or catchphrase was from pain to movement. I said, well, then you can offer to help that person. Offer to help the person on the broadcast, whether it's a broadcaster or the people in the audience. So he offered to help me. He connected with me offline, and we have developed not only a friendship, I am coaching him now. He's doing his peri training, and every day I do the exercises he gives me. He has some great programs that I think he's introducing on his website next week for one-on-one training, like what I do with him. because it works, because that's what we need. So you have to find a pain point in your industry or a niche that you're working in, and then really deliver value to that, which is what he did. So, addressing what Joy said, it's one of the saddest things to me. And honestly, we call it Facebook jail. Okay. When you're not allowed to promote your business on your personal Facebook profile. It's a profile and a page are a little bit different. And a profile is your personal account. A page is your business page, okay? And we all know you don't get, well, you may not know this, but you don't get a lot of traction on your business page, but that's not something you need to worry about. You still want to have your business page, okay? And we'll talk about that on another scope, but you want to still have your business page, and you want to utilize your business page to promote your products. You can share those items from your business page to your personal page. That's not the same thing. You're allowed to share anybody's promotional items from their page without being, in trouble or without breaking the rules. But when I see people, and I'm going to make up XYZ Acme company, and every day they're posting, look how much money I made. Look at these products. Check this out. First of all, it's spamming your audience, even if you don't realize it. And did you know that it actually hurts your business? Because if some of those people, like I honestly, I do. Sometimes I say, I don't want to see posts from this person anymore. I'm not blocking them, but I don't want to see posts from them anymore because I'm tired of them. All they do is promote their business. I want to know about their family. I want to know about their friends. That's why my personal page, my personal profile is for my family and friends. Now, there is a way to integrate that business, which is really important. And the same way you can integrate it here is like I'm a vice president with Park Lane Jewelry, and I'll take a picture of what the jewelry I'm wearing, and I hashtag it jewelry of the day. I'm not saying, buy, here's a special, do this. It's a picture of me wearing my product. If you are in Beachbody, you could take a picture of you drinking something with a little cameo appearance of your product and say, feeling great, love healthy eating. Any of those things are appropriate and actually even good for your business. So your family and friends and the extended people that you come to know what you do without you being a spammer, because you don't want them to avoid you like the plague because you're attacking things, and you don't want them thinking that that's what your Periscopes are going to be about too, so they won't follow you on Periscope and go, oh gosh, here he goes again. You got to provide value to people, and a sale is not really value unless it's a regular customer, and you don't need to post that on your whole page. You need to share that with your list, which hopefully is what Periscope, you're driving people back to your list and have a targeted audience of people that want that information. Did that answer that question, Joy?
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think just to add on to that, what I found that works for me is that when you solve a problem for someone in the way of helping and giving value, you organically, the information about whatever it is you're solving, the product comes through at the very end, but you don't ever lead with that. You want to solve a customer's problem. So figuring out what those problems are to solve are really your main goal. And then crafting your messaging around that and offering value around that, giving workout tips, giving recipe tips, offering 5-day fat blast, offering free challenge groups that you can get people interested in moving towards something down the road. But really building, I think what you have been touching on, Vicki, is really building that relationship. It's all about connection. It's all about connection. That's what Periscope is so beautiful about, is that you can have that connection immediately because you get that two-way exchange, which is awesome.
Absolutely. Exactly. So I know originally we were only going to go on for till 9. It's 9:15. So I did my 15 minutes. I would be happy to plug in some more information if you want. I don't know what your plan was for this broadcast, because I know we both have to go on afterwards, but you just let me know what you would like to do, or if there's any other questions, because, really we're here to serve you guys. We're here to serve the Perry Peep community and the Google Hangout community. We want to know how we can serve you and how we can make things better for you, because that's for me, that, as Joy mentioned before, I hashtag everything Christianpreneur because I am a Christian. I believe in hashtag audience of one. My audience is Jesus Christ. And so for me, if I'm honoring him, then I'm doing my job. So I hope that I have honored you today, and I hope I've given you information. I do want to give you a chance again, reminding you how this works is I want to give you a chance to follow me, right? Just like Joy shared her slides with you. VickiFitch.com. You can go to the freebies page and join my Entrepreneur Rockstars group. You can also download a free copy of my book, 7 Ways to Close More Sales with Confidence. If you're on Periscope, you could screenshot this. I think it's, I think it's clear. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But awesome. And if you want a free 20-minute consultation to get some clarity on something, right here in the Work With Me page, you can go to VickiFitch.com/workwithme. And underneath the video, there's a little link that says, let's get this party started. So I would love to help you get your party started. I would love to help you, deliver more value to you. I'd love to help you build your business to the business of your dreams, because you can do it. I hear all the time people are afraid, and I want you to know you can do it. If you haven't been on Periscope yet, I want to encourage you to do it. And like I said, we have a Perry Hop in my group in the Entrepreneur Rockstars if you guys want to join there. Joy has a fantastic group. I love it. Her Periscope group, I think she'll probably pop the name up again. For you guys. And you can also go to Get Social with Joy. That again, she's an amazing lady. If you guys aren't following her, well, you are if you're on Periscope right now, but you should follow her on Twitter. You should kind of follow her around, because she is amazing. And I appreciate your guys' time today, for being here with us, for giving us your time. And for my Perry peeps that are on, or anybody else that would like to check out a broadcast, you can follow me at Vicki_Fitch. I think Joy is going on right afterwards like I am. So Joy Poulsen peeps, be sure to go her way, and I hope my peeps will come my way, and we will converge at other times. But I'm really, really excited about talking to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vicki. And like Vicki said, direct message us on Twitter. Find us on Twitter is probably the easiest way if you've got questions and you weren't able to screenshot any of our goodies that we've got for you. Vicki, I so appreciate you. I'm just blessed to know you, and I'm excited to do this. So I think we're doing this again tonight at 6:30 p.m., right?
Yes, I'm going to give some new tips. How about you? I'm going to do some other stuff. So if you guys are on here now, plan on being here at 6. Oh wait, is it 6:30? Yeah, 6:30 or
6:30 p.m. So we'll do another hangout at 6:30 p.m. You can find us again, same Periscope. So my Periscope, and then Vicki will be live on our Google Hangout as well. Make sure you follow Vicki on Periscope. She's going live right now as soon as we finish this to answer any more questions, and I'll be on in about 5 or 10 minutes to answer.
Yeah, I need about 5 myself, but but yeah, so excited that you come here.
Era, that is Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. So that's 8:30 Central and 9:30 Eastern. And don't even ask me what time it is in the UK or Australia. I have to get my world clock out. But thank you again, you guys. We have so appreciated you hanging out with us.
Absolutely, you guys. I always would like to sign you off, reminding you to dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Ciao.
Ciao. Stop broadcast.